Hello badminton fans and welcome to Badminton Racket Review and to this racket test number 671. And today we have something quite unique to represent to you here. It is a racket from a company called JNICE. I'm not sure if it's pronounced differently in Taiwanese, but certainly that's how it reads, JNICE. And this racket is called the Black Panther Limited. It says on here their 10th anniversary, but I'm not sure if it is their 10th anniversary or not. However, you are probably thinking, what are you talking about? JNICE, who's JNICE? Where they come from now? Well, we've been in discussion with JNICE for quite some time, and they sent us some products samples, and I have to say the initial impression was the quality was way better than we were expecting it to be. But then that shouldn't be such a big surprise, because rackets manufactured in Taiwan, even JNICE rackets or Victor rackets manufactured in Taiwan, they are high quality rackets. The Taiwanese manufacturing process is every bit as good as the Japanese manufacturing process, so shouldn't be shocked that we've received a racket built the way this is built. Now let's go section by section here. Firstly, let's talk to you about price and availability. So one of the issues when we try rackets is how are people going to get hold of it. That's one of the things we have to try to face quickly and deal with quickly. So the JNICE Black Panther Limited, we will sell this into Europe. In actual fact, we will sell this at the moment to most of the world. It's on for sale at our racket sales site at www.badminton-racket-review.com. The price is about $94.99, and let me tell you, if you think that's expensive, wait till you get the racket in your hands. It is really well manufactured. We will try and make the Black Panther Limited at least a few samples of the racket available in India via our racket sales site there too. Which should be fully up and running in the next month or two. Okay, so you know the price, you know the availability. Let's talk about racket specification. So the racket weight, it says here it is 86 plus or minus 1 gram, which means that JNICE rate this to be a 3U racket. Now the E-zone testing for this racket, when we did the weight test, it had JNICE's own grip and only their grip on. This has obviously been over gripped because, well, this is as a hint to you, one of our team now use this racket, and obviously at the time of the weight test it had JNICE BG65 string, and it weighed in at 90.1 grams. I'm just trying to find the let's see, I've got my E-zone page open here, I'm just looking at it there. Yeah, 90.1 grams, the weight of the racket. And that, you know, that may come across as, well, that's quite heavy, it's not particularly light, but we'll come on to that later on. So 90.1 grams as supplied by JNICE, with the same grip as they supplied it, and the JNICE BG65 string, which is the same string we use in all of our rackets. Now the balance of this racket, it says here, is head heavy, so the balance towards the head. Now the E-zone testing shows the racket to be also head heavy balance. Now that's quite rare because our balance point is normally a little bit different to the manufacturers, but in this case it's spot on the money. The shaft stiffness of this racket, it says here it is heading towards stiff, and the E-zone testing also shows this racket to have a stiff shaft. Now, right now, if you think about the picture that's building in your mind, it must be there's a 3U racket weighing 90 grams, head heavy, super stiff. Oh my God, what are we actually talking about here? An Astrox 99, Astrox 88, you know, where are we at? But it's an interesting situation, and how they've constructed this racket has made a difference into how it performs. Other information that is helpful to you: 30 pounds maximum string tension. It uses it says on it somewhere, doesn't it? It says nano pebble, but nano pebble is not particularly helpful, but I can tell you it does use carbon in the manufacturing and graphite in the manufacturing process of this racket, and the racket, as I already said, is made in Taiwan. Now that is something to consider, because Taiwanese rackets are never cheap, because the manufacturing process is not cheap. Nothing else. I think the grip size, does it tell us a grip size? Have we got grip size? We haven't got a grip size. Do we have grip size? No grip size. Okay. In terms of design, right, well, you haven't got loads of colour on there, but then, you know, the racket is called the Black Panther. I'm not sure if it's inspired by the Avengers Marvel movies or not, but it is called that, and therefore it is, there's a lot of black going on here. It's really amazingly executed, some really intricate paintwork. You know, it looks like there's sort of a carbon finish underneath the racket here. Nothing huge, no huge graphics, but what you do see, you see really well. They also have a serial number printed so clearly, it's actually the clearest one. You can read it without trying. Even from quite a distance I can read what that says, and that just shows you the print quality and the manufacturing process of this racket is superb. But take a look at the design for yourself in these close-up pictures and see what you think for yourself. Okay, so normally at this point we would head across to the E-Zone. For those of you who know what the E-Zone already is, you don't need to worry about that. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned and we will talk to you about the E-Zone and what it represents. But before we go to the E-Zone testing, there are two things I'd like to talk about. Firstly, there's three things actually. First of all, we don't do the control test anymore where we do a drop shot. So we do the drop shot, the shuttle went into a bucket and we would score according to where the shuttle landed, because our E-Zone members have said that they would prefer us to choose a different way of scoring the control test. So we now score the control test from court testing the shuttle in various different positions, doing drop shots from the front, from the back, from the side, overhead, and so on and so forth. That's one. Number two, next year, 2020, the E-Zone is going to change. We are going to incorporate 5 new areas of scoring for the E-Zone, which will give you an even more elaborate understanding of each and every racket. We think this is going to be huge in terms of helping people to understand rackets and therefore increase the chances of you finding your perfect racket even more. And thirdly, we've changed the format of our videos now on YouTube. Rather than going to the E-Zone testing, I am now going to talk to you about our conclusion on this racket, so that those of you who are regular subscribers who already know what the E-Zones are already about don't need to wait right till the end for the conclusion of the racket. And if you do still want to see the smash and maneuver test, you can stay tuned to see those. So what did we think of this Black Panther? Well, like I said to you already, it scored a very respectable score within the E-Zone. Trying it out on court, when I saw that the racket was 90.1 grams, had a stiff shaft and was head heavy, I thought to myself, I'm going to have a stiff shoulder for sure, because as a player, I just don't, my shoulder and my elbow just don't get on well with that combination of racket. But when I went on and tried it, it was phenomenal, and I was genuinely shocked. Now, what makes it different? Now, if you look at the, and one of the things that is notable to me, and they've advertised, is that they have created a longer than normal handle, Now you might think, well, how does that help? Well, if you're going to create a long handle, that extra length has to be made up somewhere across the racket, because you can't just make an extra long racket, it's not going to work very well. So they have shortened the shaft length. This is all very small amounts, but that's the design concept here. So when I look at I'm just looking at some comparative measurements. We have all of that on the zone. I can see that the shaft length is significantly smaller than a lot of the other rackets that we've tested. In actual fact, in the 27 rackets we tested, I can tell you that only the Victor Aura Speed 90S and the Victor Hyper Nano X900X had a shaft as short as this. Everything else, all the other rackets, were taller. So no, actually the NanoFlare Drive and the Voltric L11DG also had a similar length. So that's 4 or 5 rackets out of the 27 we tested. So it's not a design that's never been done before, but it does create a racket experience that is quite unique to this racket, because I don't think I've used a 90-gram racket for quite some time now, because I've never seen the point of carrying the extra weight when lighter rackets will do the same job. So to conclude with this racket, I would say that it offers strengths in all areas. It offers great overhead play, it offers great defense, great drive ability, and great smash ability, and also great control ability. So all round it's a bit of a star, to be honest with you, and I think that you could use it for singles, and I think you could use it for doubles. It's a definite thumbs up, be in no doubt of what I'm saying. At £95, we're in the Kawasaki King K9 territory at that sort of price. We're in the, not far off another £10–15, we're in the Mizuno JPX arena. You know, we're slightly a price point above the NanoFlare 270, and we're way cheaper than the NanoFlare 7 or 800s. We also, there's a couple of Adidas rackets that are in this price point. The Kawasaki Honor S6 is slightly cheaper, but not that far off here. So what do we think of this racket? I tell you something, that I think that in the 680 rackets that we've tested, I don't think, or I don't recall anyway, that I've tried a 3U racket that plays the way this plays. It does not behave like a 3U racket. The last racket I can recall feeling like this about was the Adidas Duo Force, and that was a really headlight racket. This is not, but it's still, its airspeed defies logic. Its ability to get through the air so quickly. I mean, it does say on here it has a 7.5mm hyper shaft. I don't know what the hyper point about, but it doesn't. I've seen thinner shafts than this. It does say it's a slim frame, and it is a really slim frame, but it's just quick. It is quick. Try the racket out. The only thing you're going to have to be careful of is timing. I didn't find it difficult to time with. The team didn't find it difficult to time with, but you do need to spend and be patient. Don't walk on court after using your Bros racket or using your Yonex racket or your leaning or whatever you're using, and walk on court and think, yeah, bang on the money. You may need to give it some time, but trust me, for somebody who can't play with heavy rackets because my shoulder starts to hurt, somebody who can't play with really stiff rackets because I just find them like playing with cricket bats, this racket is phenomenal. It's a definite thumbs up. You're not going to be disappointed with the quality of the racket. A, you're not going to be disappointed with the performance of the racket. B, you're not going to get the biggest smashes on the planet, but you're going to get good smashes, powerful smashes that will get through and win points for you. So all round, it actually is pretty phenomenal, and I would have to say you must try it. You must try it. I genuinely wasn't expecting this racket to perform the way it has. Well done, JNICE. Congratulations on producing a brilliant racket and producing such a high quality racket. Its production quality is no less than Goosen's, Li-Ning's, Yonex higher end. It's no less than that. Don't think for a second it's any less than that. It may not have the design aspects of a Kawasaki, but every other part of this racket is superb. I think you got the message. Okay, before I go on to the E-Zone, thank you for everybody who tunes into our channel. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the shares. Badminton Racket Review memberships now on the E-Zone, reaching over 118 different countries. Absolutely phenomenal year 2019 for the E-Zone, and more to come from Badminton Racket Review. This is very early in our lifespan. We're going to do more for the badminton community as we go forward. Website is going to change and do more for the community there. Training videos going to get incorporated over time. We're going to have a spot where you can add your club so other people can find you. It's a free of charge service, so just add it in and people will be able to find your club. So trying to every way we can to assist badminton across the planet and make it a more popular sport. And it's, you know, all of this effort is motivated by the support you're giving us. Thank you very much for that. And as I keep saying in the last videos and in these videos, keep leaving your reviews on rackets. Even if you disagree with our views, it doesn't matter. As long as what you're saying is helpful to the channel, to other players, leave the reviews. E-Zone members, leave reviews on the E-Zone. So important. Please start to do that. Otherwise, thank you very much. I'm going to go on to the E-Zone now and talk to the viewers about the E-Zone and show the E-Zone smash and maneuver. Stay tuned if you want to see that. If you don't, nice to have you. We'll see you on the next video. For those of you who are staying, the E-Zone is a platform created by Badminton Racket Review. You can see it at our website at www.badmintonracketreview.co.uk. It is a platform where it allows you to compare rackets from 19 different world manufacturers, and once you have deciphered which rackets you like, you can then drill down even further into even greater detail and see information on the rackets that just simply was not available before. The E-Zone testing, the basics that you need to know is all rackets are restrung using Yonex BG65 string at 25 pounds of tension. We always use the Yonex Aerosena 30 shuttlecocks, and we use the same player for all our tests. The smash test essentially is a test where we have, and that's about the smash and maneuver test, we have 6 shots taken for each test. If we're happy with the shots, we then take, for the smash, we take the 2 highest speeds of the shuttle, and for the maneuver we take the 2 highest head speeds. We average those out, which gives us a smash speed and smash score, and also for the maneuver test a maneuver speed and maneuver score. The maneuver speed essentially is airspeed of the racket, and we have equipment which measures that in kilometers per hour. Okay, so here is the JNICE Black Panther smash and maneuver test. Straight after that we will be signing out, so goodbye for now. Stay tuned for the test and we'll see you on the next video.